According to my understanding and the understanding of other males, she is not the type of woman you should be with if she is unable to be alone for extended periods of time. This is frequently related to women who have borderline personality disorder, women who have had trauma in their lives, and narcissistic women, though not always. If she is unable to be alone for extended periods of time, she is not the type of woman you should be with. In today's video, we talk about MGTOW rated flags and place an emphasis on the fact that a woman should never be left alone. The video also explains that the person on the other side of the argument is typically an attention seeker, as well as someone who lacks confidence in their own opinions, despite the fact that this is a trait that can apply to both men and women. It is important to emphasize that women are not the cause of the symptoms when you have pneumonia or the flu. For example, the only reason these conditions are so unpleasant is because of the symptoms. The presence of certain symptoms is what defines influenza as the flu, as there is no such thing as pneumonia unless the lungs are filled with water. There is nothing wrong with you. Having a disease but not displaying any of the symptoms often associated with it is not an extremely serious condition when viewed through the lens of MGTOW. Women are viewed as something terrible, not because of who they are but because of the negative consequences they cause. This is the reason why we need to look at themes like this one and the reasons why they are important. If you do not have a fever and you do not feel sick, the same is true for your life just as it is with pneumonia. In order to neutralize and address the issues in our environment that have the potential to obstruct our progress in life, the main emphasis should be on ourselves and the choices that we make for ourselves. Due to the increased external threats facing men in particular, it is more important than ever. The choices that we make for ourselves are important to think about. This is a clear indication that a woman is unable to spend any significant amount of time alone. I'm only talking about a woman who can't be by herself. Imagine for a moment that a woman in a relationship is forced to go on a weekend business trip without her partner. I will only be talking about this more. I'm talking about the woman who is single right now and the woman who just got single. You know, not all of us, including the woman who is simply by herself in public, whether or not she is dating, is single. You should be aware that not everyone is required to be instantly sociable at all times, including a woman who is simply out alone, whether or not she is dating anyone. On the other hand, the majority of women, including the ones I've dated and the ones many of you have a strong sense of independence. Today, I'd like to talk about the broad generalization of the female who can never be alone. She doesn't want to be alone because, and this is the most worrying aspect of the topic, she doesn't see being alone as an opportunity to better herself. Today, when I consider being alone, I think of how that is when I truly recharge. When I'm around other people, I experience a different kind of rejuvenation, but at the same time, I can't handle as much stimulation as I can when I'm by myself. I have a strong yearning for my own company, and I value the time I get to spend by myself as being of the utmost significance. I consider time spent by myself to be one of the most valuable resources, and as a result I do everything in my power to preserve it. This is due to the fact that I have an interest that is driven from within me, and that interest isn't working out simply because it gives me the satisfaction of accomplishing something. They have placed all of their eggs in a single basket, and the only basket that can hold all of those eggs is their attractiveness. You can only work on your diet and your makeup for so long. This is because she doesn't value free time to the same extent that you value it. There is only so much you can do for your body in a single day, and a lot of women don't even do that much. They attribute both their youth and their ability to maintain youth to their quick metabolism, because, as I've previously mentioned, women don't value free time if they don't have immediate social outlets or hobbies. She can't be alone because she will hate that free time because she doesn't see its value. And she can't be alone because many men associate progress with free time. Quality rest in the form of free time is extremely valuable to all of us when we can get it. If she doesn't value it, on the other hand, it implies that she doesn't value any of these other things either. We are MGTOW men, so it's possible that we spend more time than most guys do pondering our own ideas and living in our own little worlds by ourselves. Despite this, we value our free time highly. When I have some free time, which I believe I do frequently because I am aware that I do, I am finally able to find the joy I've been searching for, explore my side projects, and create a better future for myself. Because if she doesn't see free time as something that can be used to benefit herself, you're going to clash with her, and she's going to clash with you. In addition to this, you're going to harbor resentment toward her, and you're going to take on the characteristics of the person who you spend the most time with, which will be her. you're going to make more sacrifices, and she's going to be a slacker. And she's actually going to this is because she may believe that doing so will cause you to move on to someone else, because there is a hidden bell curve that is specific to each woman in this position in which they want their partner to be marketable sexually. And because the curve varies depending on the circumstances, it gives the impression that he is more accomplished socially, while at the same time preventing him from becoming too self-reliant and preventing him from exerting an excessive amount of effort independently of her. During my time as a college student, I made it a habit to take a trip every other weekend. Every once in a while, I'd be gone for between 2 and 3 days. In addition to this, I remember working non-stop for a period of 12 days, sometimes for as few as 10 to 12 hours in a stretch, and feeling like I was constantly on edge. It was during this. On the other hand, they are always looking for someone to affirm them. Whether it's through makeovers or whether it's just attention, male or female, it's often done at a healthy level, and you're never going to find these women alone. On the other hand, you're going to find them very up to date on the most recent developments in social media. They watch a significant amount of low-quality television and Netflix, and the vast majority of them have Tinder profiles and are highly active sexually on Snoo. Despite the fact that he has stated that he has been to all of those places, it is a pattern and an issue that has been faced by a significant number of males in today's society. This is especially true since the number of women and men with generalized anxiety disorders is going up. It is imperative that we be aware of these signs so that you do not end up witnessing a family member or a friend being pulled into being her pawn because she has her own issues that she needs to work through. Let's examine the question of why, in the end, this is something that should be considered harmful to a man. This is cool because it is related to the video that I made a couple of months ago about women that don't have hobbies, what that means, and why it is such a big red flag for a man in a relationship. If she can't spend time alone, for one thing, that indicates a person is not likely mature. This is why it is cool. It is related to the video that I made. Additionally, it demonstrates that a woman is not self-motivated, and the fact that she generates attention, which is a strong indicator of both of those characteristics, is shown by the fact that she does so. The frightening part is that you are going to spend the majority of your time by yourself, and these issues are not insignificant minor issues that can be ignored. This is absolutely detrimental because your time is precious, and when you go your own way, you have an extra thirst to maximize the amount of time that you need in a day, not just to function and take care of certain things that you need to get done to reach your status quo, but even just to work out and consume a beverage. The issues are not insignificant minor issues that can be taken careful note of these potential red flags. Don't forget to click the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this story and the lesson it attempted to teach you. I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel and let me know in the comment section below that you have done so.